Okay, what's up, YouTube? So, I promised you a deep dive on Conspiracy Underground's video here, where he makes some very bold claims about me, which a lot of people do. So that's not surprising. What's surprising is I don't I don't know what his source of information is. I've never seen anything to convince anybody of the claims that he's making. So why haven't I should technically be able to see and hear these things said about me or shown about me just like anybody else does. If any Joe Schmo can find common knowledge that convinces them of something, like Conspiracy Underground makes some claims about me. So we're going to visit this, and then we're going to ask some questions. So without further ado, this is it. Not the beginning of his video, but at the point where he started talking about me, because Jesus Christ comes in. Well, he's talking in the chat, and then my brother actually comes in, and that's whenever I become the topic of his video. Nerve Gorilla says something, whatever. Here, watch the video, and then I'll chime in.
Like,
targeted patent, and this is what pisses me off about. And Nerve Gorilla, you won't believe this. Targeted patent is a perp, dude, and he's a person that's coming on here pretending to be targeted for one reason or another. Okay, that's why he's too smart to stick up and be friends with Too Mean Irene. You should know, Nerve Gorilla, that targeted patent is too intelligent to be putting up with Too Mean Irene and pretending to be her friend. He made a video saying that what's that little Chief Flower? You know that lady with the snaggle teeth in New Mexico or whatever, little Chief Flower? He said she was a beautiful TI woman that has like all this talent. Dude, he's trolling us. Like, dude, you have some real cognitive dissonance issues, Nerve Gorilla. Like, I'm sorry, as smart as you are, as good as you are with computers, you have huge cognitive dissonance issues. Like, you're either working with these.
Okay, so now to address what he just said there, I'm human, just like anybody else. I appreciate the compliment of my intelligence, but did you ever hear the saying that somebody's too smart for their own good, or they're so smart they're dumb? I consider myself a good person, so therefore I have a hard time. I'm naive sometimes. I don't think about the possibility that somebody could be a perp, So if somebody is nice to me, and I'm going to be nice to them, and like Too Mean Irene, hey, maybe she's a perp. I don't know. I have no reason. She's given me no reason to suggest she's done anything to me. That doesn't mean she's not a perp. Okay, I don't know, but I feel the need to support people or advocate for people that get attacked. You know what I mean? People that get attacked, and that's probably one of my major vulnerabilities, and they exploit that, I'm sure. So it's possible that Too Mean Irene's a perp. It's possible that she's just a victim. Either way, I'm not gonna put myself on a pedestal above somebody, because what if she's not a perp? Then she's isolated. She's going through some bullshit, right? And she is nobody, right? And I understand how that feels. So I can, I can empathize with that, and I'm gonna do what I can to help somebody if I have the opportunity to. Then I feel like I have an obligation to. Simple as that. That doesn't make me a perp because just because I am friends with somebody or I'm not calling them out doesn't mean that I don't have that possibility in the back of my head. I don't put all my thoughts out there on YouTube for everybody to break down and disseminate like Conspiracy Underground does. I think that is his flaw. Okay, and I don't know. I'm not going to say he's a perp, but if you're not a perp, I call into question your motives here. That's all. If you're out to just get views, clicks and views, then I get it. I get it. You're just out to get clicks and views, and you're exploiting the TI community to do it. So you're a piece of shit. But you're not doing anything to help the situation. Nothing at all. And I'll stand on that until somebody shows me a different perspective or something. If I change my mind, I'll let you know. But until then, I feel like if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And this Conspiracy Underground is not being part of the solution, I'll tell you that much. So let's continue.
These people, like, come on, do you think Targeted Patton is going to waste his time with Toomey and Irene? I mean, I understand not being mean to Toomey and Irene. I mean, it's kind of funny to me. Don't be mean to Toomey and Irene. But, you know, being nice or cordial. You think he's going to be buddy and, like, stick up for, oh, yeah, like, come on. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe you didn't spend a lot of time around people like I did, but I can read people pretty well. As dumb as I am, I know how to read people.
Yes, but
he doesn't believe this shit, dude.
You might be right there, but that doesn't mean that I'm buddy with Toomey and Irene. She makes videos about me all the time. Okay, I've made one or two. I don't spend a lot of time with Toomey and Irene. She's not my best buddy in the world, you know. And I have no problem saying that. If it hurts your feelings, Toomey and Irene, it's just the truth. Sorry. But, you know, I'm going to say out loud, you know, what the fact that you could be a perp. That's true, that you could be a perp. You can't get mad at me for admitting that. That's the truth. Okay, but anyway, yeah. Conspiracy Underground says that I'm buddy with these people, right? The people that are easy to, you know, to call into question. Chief Little Flower. I made one little video about Chief Little Flower. That's not, I don't even know how long it is, but I watched a video of hers where she opened up and talked about her past, and it was genuine, 100% genuine. And she talked about her past and was not in a victim mentality. And she just talked about a story from her past. And that's what compelled me to make that video, because everybody, no matter how crazy they look, or, you know, don't judge a book by its cover.
He doesn't believe this shit. He's working, like, his brother are working together. It's all a plot.
Yeah, right. That's funny.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy to come up with these conspiracies. But if you're going into the conspiracy realm, this is not good to, like, think like this, but I'm just saying. With his brother, it legitimizes him. Oh, his brother, and I'm telling from experience, Nerd Gorilla, if your brother is, well, we don't know, we're just saying from the conspiracy as gang stalking is known. If your family member is quote unquote gang stalking you, it's like a secret. Like, they're never gonna, like, come on, man, that's something you can point as proof. Look, my brother fucking hacks me and he follows me and shit. No, dude, like, that's not how it works, man. It's too obvious. It brings too much heat to the fucking crime.
That's where you're wrong, because all throughout history, Conspiracy Underground, what has the powers that be done to cover up conspiracies? The best way to hide something is to hide it in plain sight, right? So everybody's going to think it would be too obvious, it'd be too easy. They would never do that, right? Well, what a perfect way to discredit me, you know what I mean? And whenever I discovered that my brother was part of it, what happened? He ramped up what he was doing. They ramped up the gang stalking. That's when he really kicked it into overdrive and actually started gang stalking me, like, majorly, right? So, of course, they played on that, you know what I mean? Because they figured they were going to play that they were going to play that role, play that card. We'll try that. They've tried all kinds of shit to discredit me, but yeah, I don't think it's worked so far. And I'm not working with my brother. I promise you that. And I'm convinced he's absolutely a fucking gang stalker. Okay, so whether you want to believe it or not, if you think it's too easy, there's no way it could be, then that's going to be your downfall. Because the best way to cover something up is to hide it right in plain sight, right in front of you.
When your family's, if they're involved, it's going to be like here and there and whatever. But I don't know. That's just, it's part of his story. It's a legitimizing. But yeah, Nerve Gorilla, one of these days we'll get in a voice chat. I'm just working on building my, I know it's a stupid like kind of thing. Like, dude, I'm working 7 days a week. I just hopped on, like, I have to DoorDash today and then I'm going to work in an hour here. But yeah, we'll get on and we'll talk one of these days once I get everything like set up. I'm still trying to buy a car. That's why I'm working 7 days a week. I have to buy a car. That way I don't have to work 7 days a week, because I just do it just in case. I could work 6 days a week, but just in case, man, I don't want to be behind, like super behind. So, but yeah, once everything's all set up, we'll have a chat. We'll post it up. I want to be streamed. But yeah, we'll do it. I'm just not gonna promise anytime soon. But yeah, I'm about to wrap this up. Like, just talking about the human trafficking element. Yeah, it's not a big issue in the community. If you're a fucking man, this shouldn't affect you. Or if you're a woman that comes from a strong family, this shouldn't affect you. But if you are someone that does drugs, if you are someone that's vulnerable, pay attention to who comes in your comment section and what they're saying and what they're agreeing with. Anyone being too agreeable is just because TI's, oh, we're isolated. So anyone coming on like lovey-dovey, something's going on. Hey, I'm John's brother and I'm not a gang stalker. I mean, this is the thing, Ed. Let's say you're not a gang stalker. You are like portraying one to the T, though. So that's just suspicious, though. Let's say you're not, like, all of the people I've accused of gang stalking, like, they don't hold a candle to you. Like, you're like someone's like, all right, pretend to be a gang stalker and go online and harass. Like, first of all, why are you putting your name out there? Wouldn't you be using troll accounts to harass your brother? Like, use the one troll account, but I mean.
Now, why do you think? It's because he used that card. He played that card out. He did that for the last couple of years, okay? And I exposed him to the point where he had no other play, okay? So they switched direction. He switched direction, whatever, and he decided to play the victim card to go around as his actual self and his name, to go online and do that, right? Where was his account before? He just made the account with his name on it because they just came up with this idea, this direction to take, okay? All you need to do is look up the facts, verify what I say. Which I do need to point this out, according to my brother, there's no longer a PFA against him. It was a 3-year PFA, and that is about the right timing. It would be running out right now. So there may no longer be a PFA against him, which makes sense why he would blatantly do that and give me the opportunity to record him, because I'd never been able to do it before that. Then the one time he drives past me and I can record him like that, well, what do you know? That the PFA's over. He's no longer violating his PFA. But he texted me and told me that there's no PFA, and he said, which I don't talk to my brother. The only text we've ever had is just recently, and it's back and forth arguing, and yeah, believe me, we don't get along. But he said there's no PFA. He was never. He admitted that the PFA existed. That he said it was never a stipulation that he couldn't drive down that road. So quit being accusatory, accusatory slandering me, he says. He likes that word, accusatory or something. He said, and lying about me online. So I just asked him, I responded with, okay, has it been 3 years already? And I said, so if you weren't gang stalking or harassing or stalking me or dad, why were you driving down Ashcroft Road that day? Because you drove from town, drove down Ashcroft Road and went right back to town and pulled in at your house. Because he can't answer that question, because the truth is it was gang stalking. That's why he was doing it. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't even have an excuse of why he was doing it, because he was gang stalking. He's just dumb, okay? That's all I can say about my brother. He's not the smartest, kid in class. He's not the sharpest crayon in the box, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, all those analogies. And that's just true. Failed the 7th grade, dropped out in the 10th grade. Critical thinking and consequences and stuff has never been his strong suit. Let's just say that. He acts on his impulses. He reacts instead of responding. And he's got a lot to learn, obviously. He's showing his true colors, plain and simple. But that's the truth. I promise you, I don't lie. I don't make shit up at all. Everything I talk about is absolutely 100% true, or it's just my speculations. Okay? If I tell you something that I claim is a fact, then it's a fact. You can take it to the bank. So, yeah, he's using his name because he has no other play. Okay? Look up Born in the Beanstalk. Look up Born Evil. Look up Nag Champions. Look up Ed and Born. Okay, these are different names that his group. He plays the bongos. Okay, and he's in a musicians group, a couple of them. So look those things up online. See what you find. You'll find stuff from him being online clear back from the last decade. Okay, over 10 years ago. You'll find videos of him and his band online. He's been online. He's very versed in these online communities. He knows how this works. That's why it makes more sense that he would know. He's probably a paid troll. He knows what to do. He knows the game. So,
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just funny. If you were trolling your brother, it would be funny if it was all anonymous. Like if you had how T.I. News trolls me, Gordon Lightcaster and things. Like if you have all of these different characters and you're coming and attacking the channel, that's funny. But if you're putting your name, it's not funny. Like the Jesus Christ character is funny, but anyways, yeah, I'm wrapping this up. I don't know if you're a gang stalker or not. I think I'll just give you my theory. I think the gang stalking program has been defunded. It's not as bad. We're talking about the people showing up. You don't see any videos of groups of people. And that it hasn't happened to me since the very beginning. It's never really been an issue. But the actual, when you're talking gang stalking, that means everywhere you go, someone's following you, visibly following you. That's not happening. I'm saying that as a targeted individual. That's not happening. So there's no need for people to be really posting and acting like it's a traumatic. This is my thing. You can talk about whatever you want, but if you're coming online and acting like you're in this life or death crisis and you know better, I'm gonna call you out, dude. I'm not playing that game. I'm being gangster. All right, where's your evidence? I have a story. Okay, well, where's your fucking physical evidence, dude? You don't give a fuck about your story. You could be wrong. Your brain could interpret any situation incorrectly. But you have to wrap this up. I have to go to work soon, but good little chat. Watch out for the human traffickers. Yeah, Patton pisses me off now. He's really arrogant. And you know what I don't like is fake nice people. I hate that. I'd rather someone be an asshole than that they act like they're so good to society and shit. This is what I will say about Patton. This is what makes him a fake T.I., whether he's real or fake. He acts like he's a good person. He's been arrested for meth charges, breaking into Walmarts like 10 times. You can at least, he won't.
Okay, let's address that. What do you think, Conspiracy Underground? Did I've been arrested for meth? Lie, wrong, never happened. That I was breaking into Walmart? No, that never happened. I never got in trouble in a Walmart in my life. I never got in trouble for stealing anything in my life. I'm not a thief. I'm not a liar. I've never got in trouble for drugs in my life. Ever. Look it up. So you want to make those claims, I want to see where you're getting your information. What makes you think this? What makes you so sure that what you're saying is true? Or are you just a perp and you're trying to convince people of this? You're just saying it. It doesn't make it true. I want to see where you got your information. What convinced you of what you're trying to convince others of?
Don't say that happened. He acts like that doesn't happen. He's even said, I've never even been arrested. I've never even gotten in trouble. The stuff I got in trouble for was nothing. And then he told a story about a fight in a bar where the people kept him in a bar and there's a knife in the parking lot. You can tell he was lying about that whole fucking story. He's being biased.
Bullshit.
And then he acts like he's the good moral person and everyone else is like the mean person. But he's the one that's been going to Walmarts and getting arrested with meth. Like, I'm not judging him.
What the fuck do you get that
It's
from?
on the internet. Like, dude, you just admit it happened, you know? Just be like,
it's on the internet, therefore it must be true, right? Dude, if you're not a perp put up to discredit me like this, then you are the most naive, gullible motherfucker in the world, because you saw something on the internet about a targeted individual and you think it's true? Are you fucking serious, dude? You serious right now, and you expect people to trust what you're saying and believe what you're saying? When that would be more gullible and more naive than anything I've ever done or thought.
hey, I got caught stealing.
I didn't.
He literally says that shit never happened. How can you trust someone like that? Either way, man, there's something fishy with that whole targeted patent situation. I'm not calling him a perp. He could have very well be a real TI.
Yeah?
But he acts like his situation's so perfect. Like, no, dude, you're the shadiest of the shady when it comes to people portraying a real
I don't act like my situation's perfect. That's just a thought in your head. For some reason, you have convinced yourself of this. I don't act perfect. I'm an asshole. I'm not fake nice. That's for damn sure. I consider myself a good person, and good people, aren't going to be assholes for no reason, right? I speak the truth, put it that way. That's why people consider me an asshole, because they don't like the truth. They're not mad at me, they're mad at the truth. And they get so mad because the truth is that I'm a constant reminder, how much they hate themselves. And it's just, I remind them of their flaws and their sins and their shit. I'm just guessing. But when I say this shit, I have no problem taking accountability for anything I've ever done. I've always said that, and I always will. Now, either shut up or start showing some evidence there, Conspiracy Underground. You know what you're doing. You're a smart guy. You can look some shit up on the internet. You can present it and show people. You can't do it because it's not true. And I bet you won't do it because that isn't going to help the narrative if your job is to, perp the TI community. If this is your job, you're not going to try to show evidence then. You're not even going to try. If you're a real TI, then I expect you to look into it, to try to show it, and then when you find out that you were played, I expect you to come on and admit, admit when you were wrong, admit that you were played, because that's what a real person would do. That's what a real TI would do. If you don't do that, then I have no other option but to consider you a perp. And I think it speaks for itself. I don't think anybody could argue with that. So we'll see what happens here.
target. Like, you're definitely shady. You're definitely not trusting the community. You can say the same about me, but I'm not looking for trust.
No?
But yeah, I fucking can't stand that shit. Oh, I'm so good. He talks in this quiet voice and he's so moral. No, dude, you did meth and you fucking stole shit multiple times. Like,
Lie.
how moral can you be? He said he never did drugs.
That's a lie.
He said he never did fucking drugs.
That's
He
a
did
lie.
opiates.
Yeah.
Dude, I did opiates. Dude, you were on record being arrested with tons of meth.
Nope, lie.
And you weren't doing it? Come the fuck on, dude. Like, hey, if you overcame that addiction, that's great, dude. Be a shining example. No one's judging you because you did drugs. I used to do drugs. My early 20s, not hard drugs, but you know, I'm not here judging anyone that does drugs, but come on, man. He acts like he's a sober saint.
No,
it's
I
not
don't.
true at all, man. And this is
like
the people you're going to trust their testimony of this outlandish claim of the government attacking him? Some meth addict that got caught at Walmart stealing 1 million times, saying he never did drugs? That's who your testimony is.
That's funny right there. So that's how he wraps it all up. Some meth addict that got caught at Walmart stealing a bunch of times, that's who you're going to trust. So everything he said right there is a lie. Absolute 100% fucking lie. So there he is. He's trying to paint a picture of me so people don't trust me, so that they, you know, to ruin my credibility. Because obviously I'm influential enough if they're having people do this, if they're having people go out of their way to try to discredit me like this. And they're not going to have somebody who like has a face and a name do this. That's why they use Conspiracy Underground, because he hides his face, he hides his name. That's why he makes the perfect perp, right? I'll give him credit. If he's a perp, he's a good perp. He really is a good perp. But very bad liar, naive TI. If he's a TI, he makes a horrible, naive fucking TI. That's for sure.
You're supposed to believe. No, dude, it's not about Patton. It's about the whole community does this shit.
Oh, see.
I'm coming on here making bold claims and things, but I'm telling you not to trust me. I'm not saying trust me. I'm saying fucking do your research, look at the evidence. It's damning evidence. That's what I will argue with you. It's fucking damning evidence of something happening.
So, right there you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. You know what I mean? That was pretty much all he had to say. But it's like, the more and more I watch and the more I listen to him, and as long as you keep your perspectives open to these possibilities, you'll be able to see real clearly who the perps are and who the real people are. He's right when he says there's very few real TIs on YouTube, because here's my perspective. Whenever I started coming on YouTube, right, I didn't understand everything at all. I've never been more unsure of everything in my life at that point. You're going through this weird thing, you know, it's a psychological warfare, so you're questioning everything. The manipulation and the deception and the misinformation is through the roof, not to mention the gaslighting. So to think that a bunch of people going through this are going to all of a sudden come on and make YouTube channels and make videos on a regular basis, that's stupid, okay? It takes a lot for somebody in this position to take that step, right? And actually decide to put themselves out there and create a YouTube channel, right? At a time when they're never been more confused. Why would they make a YouTube channel when they're already getting smeared? And that just gives people more of an opportunity to smear them, gives them more shit to use, more fuel for their fire. So I beg to differ. I think that you're going to find very, very, very few people with the courage or even the knowledge to come on and make a YouTube channel about gangstalking and targeted individuals, you know, in these last couple of years. You do find some people that have some intuition, some insight, they're intelligent, and they've been able to, retain their credibility, and they've been able to articulate it in a manner that is influential and has been able to, like I said, maintain their credibility.